Hi, y'all. This is the last set of notes for unit of probability. These are going to be different than what we've done. This is called conditional probability, okay? Conditional. What does that mean? Conditional probability is you measuring the probability of an event taking place. Okay, so just anything happening. But it has a condition. Given that another event has already occurred. Okay. So when we have something happening, given that something else has already happened. I'm going to use first colors. This is event A, and then this is event B. And this is both A and B happening together. Okay. So on this Venn diagram, everybody knows Venn diagrams by now, hopefully. We have two events here. This is event A. So what does this letters mean? It means the probability of A happening. And then we have the event B, so the second one. And then in the middle is where they're both happening. So the probability of A and B. Okay. And so if I use the colors that I have here, where they overlap is here in the middle. That means they're both happening. Okay, and then this would be the red. This area, that's not cute. This area, and then this would be the blue. Okay. All right, and so when they're both happening, it's in the middle in the purple. Okay. So if we look at this example here, we have two categories. These are players that played basketball and volleyball. And then we have some players that played both. So those players are in the middle. So here's basketball. Here's volleyball. And then in the middle, we have the ones that played both. Okay. And so we're going to answer a series of questions. And so we can see what this is going to look like. All right. Number one, what is the probability that a coach picks a student who plays basketball? Okay, so let's look at our list for basketball. How many girls are in that list? 4. Okay, so there's 4 girls that played basketball out of how many? What's our total? I'm just going to count here. 4. There's 4 there, 3 here, 3, and 1 on the outside who didn't play anything. So 4, 5 plus 6, 11. So 4 out of 11 is the probability that the coach will pick someone who played basketball. Okay. All right. Number 2, what's the probability that the coach picks a student who played basketball and volleyball? So where are those girls located? If they played basketball and volleyball, right here in the middle. And there's how many? 3. And out of how many total? 11. Okay. I'm just leaving it as a fraction right now, okay? What's the probability that the coach picks a student who played basketball or volleyball? So here's a difference. They played basketball or they played volleyball. So that means we're adding 2 different set of girls. The ones that played basketball and the ones that played volleyball. So for basketball, we have 4. And the girls that played volleyball, we have 3. So that's 7. So 7 out of 11 played either basketball or volleyball. Okay. And then the last one, what's the probability that the coach picks a student that is not a student who played volleyball? So who are the girls that did not play volleyball? Well, we can't choose the ones here, and we can't choose the ones that played both. So only these and then the one that didn't play anything. So what is 4 plus 1? 5. So 5 out of 11 girls did not play volleyball. Okay. All right. So that was a Venn diagram. Let's move on to two-way tables. These are the ones that you're going to have on your test. And there's 4 levels that we're going to look at: level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4 on the back. So starting with level 1. Now, the trick here, if you want to make a big area so you don't forget, cover up the parts of the table that you don't need, and then answer the question. So it's very important. Cover up the parts you don't need so you can answer the question. Okay? That's the best way to do these problems. So, number 1, level 1. What is the probability that a student chosen randomly from the class has a sister? So if I just pick randomly out of all the students, what's the chance that they have a sister? Okay, so these two-way tables, they work 2 ways. This way and then downward. So rows and columns. All right, so where's my column that tells me who has a sister? I'm going to box it up. It's right here. Okay. So if I go, remember they go this way, put an arrow. So these students have a sister, 2 and 12. How many is that together? 14. Okay. But I need to choose 14 out of how many? How many kids are in this class? So I need to tally them all up. If I go across this way, what's 3 plus 9? 12. So what's the total? 26. So 14 out of 26 students have a sister. Okay, but we need to simplify this fraction. It's not reduced. So what do we divide, or what can we divide both of these numbers by? They're even, so we can divide both of them by 2. And what do you get? Half of 14 is 7. Half of 26 is 13. And so there's my probability. 7 out of 13. Okay. All right, that was level 1. Let's do level 2. What is the probability that a student who does not have a dog has a cat? Okay, this is a conditional, very conditional. What is the condition? The condition is we're picking a student who doesn't have a dog. So that narrows me down to this row only. These are students who don't have a dog. But I want to know, out of those students, what's the chance that they have a cat? They do have a cat. And so now I'm having to look at these two. So who is it going to be? 11 or 9? 11. Okay. 11. 11 out of how many? How many of them did not have a dog? Remember, you got to go this way. Does not have a dog. 11 plus 9 is 20. So 11 out of 20. And can we simplify that? No, they don't have common factors. All right. Okay. Level 3. If a resident who is aged 50 or over is chosen at random, what is the probability that they've completed high school? Round to the thousands. Okay, we're going to have to round on this one. All right, let's go back to the beginning. If a resident who's aged 50 or over is chosen. Okay, so I'm choosing out of the people that are 50 or over. So, where's that category? Right here. 50 or over. Oh, and they already gave us the totals here. Okay, so this is the total actually. So, from this category, 50 or over, what's the probability that they completed high school? Okay, so now we're going to look down these rows. That they completed high school, so that would be the first row. And so we land here, 1584. So let me box it. Okay. And so when we write our probability ratio, that's 1584 out of how many are 50 and over? How many of them total? 6,518. So out of all of those, 1,584 completed high school. But they want us to round to the thousands, so we need to get our calculator out and type that fraction in there. So 1584 divided by 6518. Okay, and so to the thousands. How many zeros are in the number 1,000? 3 zeros. 1,000 has 3 zeros, so I need 3 numbers after my decimal. Okay, so 2, 4, 3. All right. All right, level 4. Turn to the back. Okay, if a resident who's 30 to 49 years old is chosen at random, what's the probability that they have completed a bachelor's degree and no more? Okay. All right, let's think about it. Which category are we looking at? We're looking at people who are 30 to 49 years old. And so actually 30 to 49 is 2 columns. It's these two. And so I think this is why this is a level 4. We have 2 columns to look at. All right, so this is our totals. So we're going to have to add those later. These 2. Okay. If they're 30 to 49, okay, we have that already. What's the chance that they completed a bachelor's degree and nothing else, nothing more? So here's my bachelor's degree section. Okay, so we're looking at these 2 numbers. 779 and 1,324. All right. And so when you have more than one, all you have to do is add. So let's do that. 1324 plus 779 out of, what are the 2 totals right here? 4311 and 3539. Okay, everybody make sure you understand why I'm adding. They wanted me to look at the ages of 30 to 49, and so that includes 2 different categories. So that's why we have to add both. Okay. All right, let me use the calculator to get this number. So at the top we have 1324 plus 779 and then 4311 plus 3539. Okay, make sure it matches. Be very careful. Yes, it matches. Okay, what do we get? 0.26. I'm going to put 8. Okay, there's my probability. Delta Math will tell you what to round to. This one doesn't say, but that is the probability. Okay. All right, so you have different levels and you have a Delta Math to complete for your practice. All right. Bye.